Rahul, I'm amazed with the sheer lack of either the ability to analyze. Because here is the data which clearly says, so please go around saying all the state chief ministers did an outstanding job. Then I can understand the hagiography. But I can't understand when you say the state. So if you see the state data on the jobs also, and if all the states...
No, so Ajay Kumar does have a point, Nupur Sharma, and you have to give that to him, because 20 versus 23, 20% in the state think the government did an outstanding job, 23% of the center think the government did an outstanding job, and when it comes to good, it's 50 versus 50. So it's 70 versus 73 in total. 70% think the state governments did well, and 73% believe that the central government did well. Ajay Kumar uses that data to make the argument that you can't just say the PM is doing a great job. Even the state governments have been appreciated in the same data set.
No, but I don't understand what his point is, because a lot of states are also ruled by the BJP. My point simply is, I don't know what your questionnaire entailed. I don't know if this MOTN is actually on one CM space, or maybe perhaps mood of the nation on how Didi is doing, or how Uddhav Thackeray is doing, or somebody else is doing. Your MOTN, from what I understood, is perhaps in the Prime Minister.
It's gone across states. It's gone across states, whether BJP or non-BJP ruled states. The general sense one is getting that people are appreciating leadership. Whether it's at the center or at the state level, people are appreciating leadership in tough times.
But that's the question I actually answered in my last bit, when I said even the Prime Minister congratulated. In fact, if you remember, before lockdown regulations, before they were coming, there were 4 or 5 VCs that the Prime Minister held with the Chief Ministers. In fact, he urged them, because state by state there are different circumstances, there were different number of infections, and there were different rural-urban divide. And he asked them, how do you want to go about lifting lockdown restrictions? And you need to understand that of a pandemic, and with a population of this large a scale, that kind of cooperative federalism was absolutely necessary. But I am going to actually come back to my point, and I
want you all to come and possibly from India Today, Sonali, who's there, can explain this to us. You know, what is baffling, as to use the word that Rahul used, is that impact on economic status, 66% income decrease, lost job 19%, that's 85%, and yet people are rating the Prime Minister's performance or the centre's performance of handling the economic distress due to COVID. Remember, due to the lockdown, 20% outstanding, 47% good. That's still 67%. So it seems that even when you're losing your livelihood, you're still willing to give the benefit of the doubt to the government's handling of the crisis. Explain that to us.
Okay, so I had visited a few families in Chandni Chowk who had been affected by COVID and had been affected by the economic distress. They ran restaurants and they had to shut down. Some of them didn't get their workers back, and they were struggling to make ends meet, but they were also infected with COVID. And what one particular family told me really stands out, because they said the way in which the health authorities handheld them through this pandemic, the way in which rations were delivered, the way in which senior members were taken care of. You know, one of them had a father who was a cancer survivor, and he survived COVID. They said that they have a lot of faith. What this government gives them is hope, that they believe that if they can save them from a virus where, you know, their family members could have died from it, and where it was so hopeless for them, they really thought their father would die, they can also eventually help them get over this economic crisis.
So what you're suggesting is that they put a primacy on the saving of lives even ahead of livelihoods. Because when I look at impact, and this is important, impact on economic status, and we break it down, because remember the images of migration, of people leaving their homes, those were images that stunned the nation. And if you look at income decrease, 69% workers say their income has decreased. 66% farmers say their income has decreased. 65% self-employed say their incomes have decreased. 65% businessmen say so, and 61% service sector. So across the board, there is clear evidence of economic distress. Jobs lost, 21% among workers, 17% among farmers, 19% among self-employed, 24% businessmen have perhaps had to shut down, and 19% service sector. So now there is economic distress, but people are giving the benefit of doubt.
But two things stand out in the data you just read out. One, that it's businessmen whose livelihoods have been most badly impacted because their businesses have had to shut down. 24% who declared themselves as businessmen in this data set said they've lost their jobs. They've had to shut down whatever
across
enterprise
the board, Rahul,
they
there
were
is
at. But
economic distress
sure,
across
sure.
the board.
But 24 is more than the others. For example, farmers have been least impacted at 17.